Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the second stage of the Ultimate Red Zone movie edition, and that is versus Lord Slug. So this is level 2 versus Lord Slug. Basically there are 3 phases to this fight. In the first phase we'll be facing 3 of Lord Slug's minions, which are AGL, Int and Physical type. You will then face a physical type Lord Slug, and then you will face an extreme strength version of Lord Slug. Now, needless to say, obviously, considering the different typings, as always, mechanics like guard and damage reduction and evasion will be helpful. Lord Slug does not stop you from evading or anything like that, so that is relatively helpful. There are some interesting mechanics, so obviously Lord Slug is immune to stunning and sealing, but he does also heal, so you will kind of need to be aware of that if you want to obviously take him out. You're going to need to do some pretty decent damage. We are using the hybrid Saiyans team with a little bit of a future Saga Flair, so we're going to have future Gohan. He's going to link up with the tech Trunks here, a very strong duo, very strong pairing to utilize in a lot of content. Obviously Trunks has great raw defense, especially after he supers and stacks his defense a couple times, and Gohan has fantastic defense overall. We also have the strength Gohans, the ultimate Gohans. They're going to be here. Nice and easy aid, doing some really good damage and also quite strong. Here's a good indication, by the way. Without Gohan's guard, he took around 340,000 damage off of that super, so the enemies here do hit pretty decently, especially with type disadvantage. Not the biggest issue in the world though. We'll recover from that situation. We have Pan. Pan is a great source of healing, so we're going to use Pan to kind of just build ourselves back up. We have Gohan here. He is going to be very helpful with his guard mechanic. Just his ability to essentially keep himself in a very good defensive situation. You can see here we take 51k only from that super attack. So Gohan really helping us out. Obviously paired up with his counterpart, the strength Gohan as well. Hopefully who will guard as well. So remember, Gohan, the strength one, has a chance to guard, which is why it's very hopeful that he guards, because it does really help us out. Here, Pan, she going to tank perfectly fine with type advantage. Remember, she has 55% damage reduction, so she's more than okay in that final slot, and we should be more than good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much like it for the team build. Mainly, obviously we have this AGL Kid Gohan floating around as well. I mainly bring him for his active skill. It's very good in tight situations. But yeah, overall we just have a pretty solid lineup. Nothing too bad. Obviously with the second phase of Lord Slug being physical type, and with the third phase being strength type, you want to try and avoid bringing too many int type units, considering there's a physical type in both phases, and I think int type is probably one of the weaker ones that you're going to have here. You also want to be a little bit limited on your physical type units, because the final phase of Lord Slug can hit actually relatively hard. Obviously we have future Gohan, but he is so good defensively, he should be more than fine, even with the type disadvantage. So yeah, first phase cleared. Now you move on to Lord Slug. Both Lord Slug phases are very similar to each other. The first Lord Slug phase, obviously he has health recovery, but his health recovery in this phase is a lot less than in his strength phase. Obviously this is a great time for us. We don't have any type weaknesses here, which is very good. Gives us more opportunity to build up our defense. You can see here Gohan taking 161k, honestly not that bad at all. Pan again is going to heal us up quite sufficiently in this turn. Fortunately she has type advantage in 2 of the rounds, which makes her healing really reliable. Basically when you have that little bit of type advantage in all the rounds, it's pretty solid. It helps because you can target the unit, or you can target the physical type in the first round or in the second round, and she will heal you up. 512,000, you get 30% of that back. So that's what, 170 odd thousand health back, which is a good trade-off considering she only takes about 20k on a normal, and she only took 20k on a type advantage super as well. Obviously it's only occasional healing, but it does really reduce our need to utilize items or anything in these first couple rounds, and also just helps us to recover from situations like the first one where Gohan didn't have his guard active and we ended up taking more damage than we would have liked. Obviously, because Lord Slug heals, generally speaking, it is actually a little bit dangerous, or it can take a while, these type of events. When units heal back health, it's very important that you keep a consistent amount of damage. You can see here that realistically speaking, we are taking quite a fair chunk of damage from like Gohan taking damage and things like that. It is just super important. Keep using same type orbs, keep topping yourself up, and yeah, you should be more than fine for most situations. Obviously, just again, his level of healing that he does is going to prolong the fight naturally. You can, of course, outrace him. He doesn't seem to hit too hard. We've seen Gohan take 20k on a super there. Gohan's a very strong offensive unit. We've seen future Gohan take 160k, but his damage reductions built up even further now, and it was before he supered. So yeah, overall, honestly, it's more than fine. We're going to use a Whis here just to play it safe, just to test out how things go. Generally speaking, we don't have, like I said, bad type disadvantage here. A unit that will be rather useful are some AGL type units to pick it up. The Gohan that's been taking quite a substantial amount of damage, he won't be taking that much damage anymore. The Kid Gohan, obviously very fortunate for him that the final phase does favor his typing. But yeah, overall, a pretty just solid run in general, if I'm honest. Wasn't really too many problems, I should say. The fight itself was quite clean. Pan getting crits, very helpful, very helpful, healing us quite substantially. Pan's healing is a very good mechanic, especially in some of these earlier red zone, and just generally in any event where Pan's not going to take more damage than she'll heal. Pan's healing is, for the most part, incredibly reliable, and it helps you out a lot. So yeah, very good showing from Pan, I think, showing her usability quite a lot. And she's a free-to-play unit, so yeah, it's always great when you can see a free-to-play unit maybe not shine from like a damage point of view or anything like that, but I think if you count the amount of health that she's healed effectively in this fight, I think she's healed like, she must have healed at least, she must have healed at least 600,000 health, I think, easy this fight, minimum. So Pan's healing, very strong mechanic, very good. This Gohan would be in a little bit of trouble, I think, just floating, stacking like this at 55%, if we weren't facing a AGL type unit. But because we are, generally speaking, quite fine with this rotation. Also, again here, we're just using the Whis. We want to clutch out the victories. We'll no item run them at a later point, out of interest. This same team will probably be used to no item run the stage. Honestly, I don't see any reason to change it. Maybe if I at some point get the Trunks, the AGL Trunks, I'll utilize him. But yeah, for the most part, I don't see any reason to change anything here. It all works more than fine. Obviously, we've got this Gohan. He really solid. Does a lot of great work just in general. One thing you do need to just be aware of when you are facing these stages is that because the opposition is going to heal, your Lord Slug is quite tanky. You are going to want to just try to keep yourself up with sustain. That's why I brought Pan. Or you're going to really want to try to have very high volumes of damage, because you want to eliminate the boss before, as you can see, before they can start wearing you down with the amount that they heal back. Because one of our big damage dealers, Future Gohan, is a physical type, we are obviously a little bit against the Kosh. We don't also have a lot of AGL types, so in general we do need to make sure that we are topped up, which is why I bring Pan. Luckily, Gohan gets a double crit super to finish things off. That's also why pairing him with the Trunks is very good. It obviously engages his ability to have a medium chance to crit. And yeah, but overall, not bad. Pretty solid little run. Very, very neat, very tidy, very well done. Definitely, I think, could be a stage that we can no item with not too many issues, I don't think. But yeah, definitely a pretty good stage. Really clean. So that team worked fine. Hybrid Saiyans worked great. Obviously, we've used them twice now, so we'll probably change things up a little bit in the other stages and just see what else we can use. But yeah, really solid run so far. Claim the rewards, get our stones, and we'll be good to go. That's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.